So you all will be, as a student of computer science, you will be only interested in getting the outputs for a program that is given to you and showing the programs. You really do not care like what is the time taken by the, what is the time complexity of that particular program. You are least bothered. But not just showing the results are enough. Being a computer engineer, you are required to also you are required to also show how efficient your program is. Okay. Let me take one example. I guess you all would have executed the programs on prime numbers. So what is a prime number? What is a prime number according to you? What is a prime number? A number that is divisible by itself and 1 is referred to as a prime number. Let us take the example of 17. What is the logic that you would have followed to check whether the number 17 is prime or not? Okay, so you would be dividing the number not by 1. 17 divided by 2, is it divisible? Not divisible. So then you will proceed dividing the number with the other numbers. After 2, you would be dividing the number by 3 and so on. 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 16 you will be doing. So how many divisions you are doing? In all, approximately you are doing around 16 divisions you are doing to tell whether the given number is prime or not. So only if the number is not divisible by any of these numbers, okay, it should not be divisible by 2 or 3 or 4, 5, 6, and it should not also be divisible by 16. So only then, that is after performing 16 divisions, you will be able to tell that 17 is a prime number. So this needs 16 divisions. So every division that is performed by the computer requires some time. It takes some considerable amount of time. Okay. So now this is logic 1. And in your college, they would have used another logic, that is starting from 2. The starting number is 2 only. They would have divided the number by 2 and they would have told it is not divisible. Then they would proceed dividing the number okay, by 3 and so on. So they would have gone until 17 divided by 2. You consider only the integer part. 17 divided by 2 is equal to 8. So they would be performing divisions, okay, starting from 2, okay, 3, 4, and they would go only up to 8. So how many divisions are needed? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is 7 divisions are needed. So comparatively, this logic is better compared to the first logic. In the first logic, okay, this would have taken 16 divisions and this is taking 7 divisions. Almost the number of divisions, okay, have got reduced by more than 50%. Okay, this is logic number 2. And most of your college people would have used this particular, okay, algorithm or the method to solve this particular problem. But however, this is a better algorithm, I do agree, but still this is not the best algorithm. You would not have seen there is one more logic, okay, to give the same result. So what I would do is, I want to check whether now 17 is divisible by is a prime number or not. So I would erase this. So I'll start dividing from 2. 17. This is not divisible by 2, so not divisible. The first division I did. So till how long I should go? To determine the last division, what I do is I find the square root of 17. Square root of 17 is 4 point something. because square root of 16 is 4. 17 should be 4 point something only. So I'm not bothered about that point something. Okay, I just consider okay the integer part of that result. So I would be going from 2, okay, 17 divided by 2, 17 divided by 3, and 17 divided by 4. So how many divisions I am doing now? I am doing only 3 divisions, and I am able to tell whether 17 is prime or not. Just by performing 3 divisions, okay, I am able to give the answer as prime. Okay, so this is a very small number that I have chosen. If suppose say for a number such as 17453, the first logic takes more than 17,000 divisions, and for the same number, if I am using a second logic, that would take around 8,000 divisions, and this logic will not take even 1,000 divisions. Okay, so for large numbers, this saving whatever we do will be enormous. So the computers what we are having today are faster compared to previous generation computers. The configuration that is available today, the processing capacity of the processors is huge, but because of your logic, you are making a fast computer become slow. So you have to now see that you just saw the power of efficiency of an algorithm. So it is always necessary. See, in all the 3 logics, I was able to tell whether the number is prime or not. But the problem here is you are taking more time of the computer, and you are able to give the answer. So then your program cannot be considered an efficient program. Writing program is not only important, but also uh, writing a program that takes less computational power and that is more superior, more efficient is what should be targeted by you people. So, being a computer science students, you should have an edge over others, other departments. See, now you would find even in the placements that are happening in even in our college, we have CSE, we have ECE, we have mechanical, and so many other departments, and all of the majority of these people would be preferring CSE, I mean IT jobs only, and they also will be able to write these programs, whatever programs you are able to write. But being a computer science students, you should be able to know okay, which logic should be used for a particular program. You should be able to think about the efficiency of the program, which those guys can't do. They will be trying to write the program, say the same program. If it is asked, they will be using either logic 1 or logic 2. They will not be definitely knowing about, aware of the third logic, which I showed you now, that is going up to square root of the number, that is the integer part of the square root of the number. So that takes only 3 divisions. Just for this single example, that is 17. Okay, I proved you that the number of divisions that are needed to to do this job is just 3 for number 17, and I am able to give the answer at a much faster rate. So you being a computer science students, you should be able to look at this efficiency. So this efficiency we refer to as time complexity. So time complexity is the amount of time taken by the computer to solve your problem is called as time complexity. There is one more aspect using which we can determine the efficiency of an algorithm. Efficiency of an algorithm can be determined using 2 aspects. One, how much time of the CPU your program is consuming, that is called as time complexity, and how much space your program is consuming on the disk. So actually earlier that was a problem, whereas however now space is not at all a constraint. In earlier days, having a few MBs of RAM itself was a great thing. Now you have RAMs with the capacities of few GBs. So space is not at all a constraint now. We don't mind whether the program is occupying so much size, okay, or not. We are we are indeed worried only about the CPU's time. So space complexity we need not bother. Okay, even if your program is a few GBs long, no problem. But what I expect you to do is it has to take less of CPU's time. However, the program size should be lesser. It will be easier for some of you people who try to by heart the programs. So I have seen especially some of the girls try to by heart the entire programs. I have interacted with it is more than 20 plus years of my teaching service, and more than 18 years of my teaching service in the diploma segment. And I have seen most of the girls by hearting the program starting from the first line. If it is a C program, they will even by heart hash include stdio.h. From there till the closing brackets of a main, they would be by hearting. So this by hearting won't help you. So if you are asked to write a particular program, uh, then you will find it difficult to recall everything. It is highly impossible to memorize the complete program, right? You are supposed to understand the logic, being a computer science engineer, and you are supposed to write the program, analyze, and then write the program. You have to think like a compiler. I just want to tell you about compiler. Okay, so you know about compiler, but the examples what I give you will be certainly different from the other people. Okay, okay, so compiler. Okay, why is a compiler needed? Compiler is needed, okay, to translate your program, the programs what you have written in high level language, the C language that you had used, the Java language that you had used to write your programs, these are considered as high level languages. So these okay, programs cannot be understood by the computer because the computer understands only one language. The one and the only language which a computer understands is the machine language. So a high level language program has to be converted into the machine language. We can't write programs directly using machine language. So we would be, so that is in the form of zeros and ones. Okay, memorizing the programs that are okay, written in high level language itself is difficult. Even a very simple instruction like hash include stdio.h, that might need around 50 zeros and ones in a particular sequence. Okay, so you just imagine writing your programs directly in machine language, that is highly impossible. And even if you miss a single zero or one, okay, then your program you are not able to get the results. So now, for keeping all these problems in mind, we prefer writing programs. So it is far easier compared to writing programs directly in machine language. So you would be writing programs in high level language. They are later on, they have to be converted into machine language, translated or transformed into machine language. This is done through the use of compiler. Compiler is again a program. So okay, this program converts your programs written in high level language into machine language. Okay, now during compilation, you would be getting some error messages. There are few people whom I have to admit. Are you all able to understand whatever is being told so far? Am I fast? If I am fast, you please let me know. If it is a direct class, that's a different matter. Okay, so we would be using the compiler to convert a high-level language program into machine language program. Okay. During compilation, we would be getting some errors. So, okay, let us try to analyze about these errors. If you are getting more of errors during compilation time, then you must know that it is due to poorer understanding of the programming language. Say for example, you are writing a C language program and you are getting a few errors during compilation time, then it means you are not good at C. So that is why you are getting compilation errors. Compilation errors are nothing but the syntax errors. Syntax. What do you mean by syntax? Syntax is nothing but the grammar. Okay. For example, every language has its own grammar. Even English has its own grammar. Kannada has its own grammar. Telugu has its own grammar. Likewise, a programming language also will have its own grammar. If you are not able to follow that grammar, you are caught during compilation time. So you should not get these errors, means you are supposed to know the language properly. If you are getting more errors during compilation time, it clearly indicates that you have poorer understanding of the programming language. You are supposed to rectify yourself. You are supposed to know more of that programming language. That's the mistake. Okay. If you are getting sometimes your grammar is perfect, but still you will not be getting proper results. Say for example, in the problem SI is equal to PTR by 100. This is the simple interest formula. So you are using P into R slash 100 you are supposed to use, and a semicolon you are supposed to use. At this place, say you are using instead of asterisk, instead of slash, you have used asterisk there. So do you think instead of writing PTR slash 100, you have written asterisk 100? So can you expect correct output for this particular line? Will you get any error message? You will not get any error message because the compiler is not interested in the logic. Okay, what operator you have used, it is immaterial to the compiler. Okay, whether you have used some operator or not is what the compiler bothers about. So SI is equal to PTR by 100. Okay, is nothing for the compiler. It won't give you any error message. But when you run the program, you will not be able to get the output. So such errors are called as semantic errors. So semantic errors. These semantic errors are quite common when you have improper understanding of the problem. If you have not understood the problem properly, you are getting what errors? Semantic errors. So poorer understanding of the language leads to syntax errors. Poorer understanding of the language leads to syntactical errors. Poorer understanding of the problem, that means you do not know the formula for finding the simple interest. So therefore you are getting semantic errors. So your programs should be both syntactical errors free and semantical errors free. Okay, so you should look at all this. Okay, for compiler I would like to give one example. Say I am announcing a surprise test to you. Do you know when are surprise tests conducted by your? Have you all attended any surprise tests by your that are conducted by your faculty members?
No, sir.
They haven't. They haven't announced any surprise tests to you. Not even one surprise test. Okay. So you know when would they announce a surprise test to you? It's a trade secret. I want to share with you now. Okay. So if a lecturer is not prepared, okay, so for the class, then what he can do is he can't waste 1 hour time. I mean, he will not know how to pass. He or she will not know how to engage that class for 1 hour. So the best thing what a faculty member can do is to just announce, simply announce a surprise test and make you write so that the class will be silent for 1 hour. Okay. So even I used to do, how do you know, you may ask me, even I used to do at the beginning of my career. Okay, I used to prepare a lot and go. My preparation would come only till say 20 minutes. I would have thought that the I can extend this class till 1 hour or 2 hours. But my okay preparation okay used to complete the class only for 20 minutes, and remaining 40 minutes I had no options. I would not have prepared for the remaining time. So what I used to do was to announce the surprise test. Say for example, now your teacher has announced a, or I have announced a surprise test to you. I have conducted a C programming surprise test to you people, and I am very lazy in valuing, because after having done a lot of valuation, okay, I just hate the valuation work. Okay, so now after having conducted your surprise test, I request your say English teacher who sits besides me. I request the English teacher to correct these papers. Okay. So the teacher, usually English teachers are ladies only. Is there any college where you have a male English teacher? I don't think so. 99.9% of the English teachers will be female faculty only. Okay, so now I request your madam to value those papers. Okay, my test was conducted in C language. Okay, so my first question was, what is a high level language? Say one of your friends has written, for example, one of your friends has written, high level language is good. He has begun the sentence with a capital letter. High level language, H is capital, is good, is good, he has written, and there is a full stop. Okay, high level language is better language is the second point that he has written. Again, he has begun the sentence with a capital letter, and he has terminated the sentence with a full stop. Okay, so he has written story like this, and I have asked the English teacher to value this particular answer. So what your English teacher will know, she will not know anything about C language. The only thing she knows about okay is the grammar. She will only follow the grammar, and as long as the grammar is perfect, that means you have written an a wrong answer using the correct grammar. Okay, you have written a wrong answer using correct grammar, and your English teacher will give full marks for that particular answer also. Okay, so your compiler is like your English teacher. So even if you have written the program like this, SI is equal to, instead of a slash symbol, you have used asterisk symbol. SI is equal to P into T into R into 100 you have written. So compiler is not bothered about okay the meaning of that particular statement. It is like your English teacher. Please do not write these answers anywhere. Okay, in the upcoming BTech examinations. Okay, this is just for example. I am giving all these statements. My statement should not be reproduced anywhere. Okay, while writing the answers, just to make you understand the concept, I try to give these kinds of examples. Okay, so your English teacher, is not interested in what is the meaning. She is interested only in whether okay the statement has been written properly or not. Okay, there is a variable here on the left side. There is an equal to symbol. Okay, there is some expression on the right side. Whether it is into or slash, she is not bothered, and whether the statement has been terminated properly with a semicolon or not. So this is what okay the compiler looks at. It is not at all bothered about. It is not at all bothered about all other aspects. So keeping this in mind, so always remember compiler. I have seen some of the students after coming out of the computer lab examination, they would be telling their friends that, Maga, okay, I wrote the program perfectly, but I was not getting the output from college system, so the bus system. So I, because of the system's mistake, I was not getting the output. Okay, I have heard people talking like this. Okay, after coming out of their examination halls, please do not blame the systems. Okay, you because of your mistakes, what you are doing. Okay, instead of how would the poor computer know, okay, what you have written here, whether it is an asterisk symbol or it is the slash symbol, how does the poor computer know it is? So you should be careful while, okay, writing the programs. Do not blame, by blaming the computers, you will not get anything. So always remember, compiler is like your English teacher. So your English teacher is interested only in the grammar. Likewise, compiler is interested only in the syntax. Grammar is nothing but syntax. In programming language terms, okay, grammar is called as syntax. So compiler is similar to your English teacher who is interested only in the grammar. Compiler is only interested in the syntax. It is not interested in anything else. So you have to, when are syntactical errors common? Okay, the syntactical errors are common when your understanding of the language is poor. Poor understanding of the programming language leads to syntactical errors. Poor understanding of the problem leads to semantical errors. So it is necessary for you to learn the programming language as well as you are supposed to understand the problem properly. So only when both of these things are done by you properly, you are required to choose the most efficient algorithm to solve that particular problem. There can be more than you can do sorting using several techniques such as bubble sort, quick sort, merge sort, insertion sort, okay, radix sort. There are several sorting techniques that are available. You are supposed to use, you are free to use any of those sorting techniques, but you must always remember, just try to recall the example what I gave you. Okay, that is prime number or not, checking whether the given number is prime number or not. So you have to always pick the most efficient algorithm, because your competitors are not just CSE students. Okay, you would be also competing with students from other departments, mechanical, ECE, and so on. Even they want to enter the IT industry. So you being the CSE students, you must have that extra knowledge so that you are different from those guys. You must prove that you are different from the other guys, and you have to always look at the